We're doing really well, but as the Rhode Island governor says, we got to get more shots and arms.
The Dan Yorke State of Mind program is brought to you in part by Lookout Rhode Island and Taco Comfort Solutions.
Great to have you in. Thanks for joining me. Tonight, Tom McCarthy is here. He is the guy that you've seen a lot of press briefings when we saw them on a regular basis. He was the operations guy, the guy responsible for logistics and getting vaccines, as I like to kid my friend the governor, the shots and the arms. I don't know if he says it that way, but I think we all got the gist, right? We've got good news and we've got lukewarm news on that, right? We got good news in that we're really doing well against the rest of the country, with 72% of adults fully vaccinated, 78% with a shot. That number only goes up as the 78 get the second shot, and or the Johnson & Johnson thing, kind of settles in. But the challenge is we still got nearly 250,000 people in the state, 12 and over, without shots and arms, and a summertime's worth of maybe pause and rest now has to kick in, and I think the schools are probably the fertile ground here. So we'll talk to Mr. McCarthy about that and the whole logistics and science behind administration of vaccines coming up this evening. So stick around, certainly with the CDC stuff and some of the what feels like maybe not mixed messaging, but ambiguous messaging here. There's a lot to talk about. In the meantime, now that we're on weekly for the time being, I just, every once in a while, I'm going to want to look back on some of the week's news. Of course, we record this program on Thursday mid-afternoon. Things can change. I think we're pretty much done with the Capitol riots conversation for this week, but the headline here indicates, and I hope you got a chance to see this, because the January 6th insurrection is something that Republicans just want to put to bed. And the politics of that are disgraceful. No doubt some Democrats are looking to, make an opportunity out of this, but I think for the most part, most Americans are disgusted about what happened, want accountability for what happened, and you need to listen to what these officers had to say. And anybody who tries to get away with this notion that this was nothing more than a out of control small crowd and a bunch of tourists who kind of lost their mind for a second is nuts. These guys were battling for their lives, and they're alone in a lot of ways because they can't even get much help from their own union, because cop unions are more Trump-ish than they are Democrat these days, and so they're kind of on an island. Kinzinger and Cheney, the two Republican congresspeople who are most known for trying to be constitutionally pursuant and objective on this, they're not the only ones who feel that way on the Republican side. They're just the only ones who have the guts not to make that calculation in speaking about it. But please keep paying attention to it. Now here, look, we've got a blue representation group. They're pounding away at the matter. But if you got friends and relatives in far places like red states, you may want to tell them that this was a little bit more than a backstreet brawl, and it can't happen again. And we need to know how and why it happened. Whether you're a Donald Trump fan or not, whether he's culpable directly or not, there are a lot of nuances to the story yet we do not yet know. All right, the big story that happened over the course of the last week was that Governor McKee and his team came to an agreement with the Providence Teachers Union. Now, you see this show on Friday night on Fox and on Sunday night on Channel 12. The 5 p.m. vote for the teachers is yet to occur as I'm speaking to you, recording this on Thursday. But given that the management group in the union were more or less all thumbs up unanimously on this deal, it's safe to say that this thing was going to pass. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to meet the standards of one Jorge Elorza, the mayor of Providence, who this week is waxing on about the public not having its right to what? Review, make red line notes, and change the deal? Look, I'm not going to be inconsistent. For years, I've said that there's an imbalance in public employee union contract negotiations, in that Management, meaning the people we either elect or appoint to represent us in this republic form of government, make the deal. The union leadership has a rank and file that has to vote on the deal. The rank and file needs to see the deal to vote on the deal. We don't vote on the deal. We allow our representation to do the best we can for the deal. Now, there are times when, you know, a little bit of transparency prior to the ratification vote may go a long way. But it seems at this juncture, with the length of time, with the dynamics of a state takeover, all that kind of thing, the transition between Governor Raimondo and Governor McKee, and Governor McKee having, you know, only about a year to actually put his signature on what a state takeover really means for the Providence school systems, I think all's fair in love and contract negotiations here. Jorge Elorza, the mayor, well, listen, I'm not a doctor, but he's got a missing cylinder. He's always had a missing cylinder. Spend 5 minutes with him. Well, guess what? It broke a little bit on, what's this, Wednesday night. We have a headline here about this confrontation. I'm sorry we don't have the video. We're down video tonight, but you probably have seen it. Check the WPRI.com website. He starts the finger pointing and the you oughtas, and you've got to be transparent, and you owe it to the community, and you got to show this deal. And he got physical, not in the sense that he hit him, but a trooper had to step in and walk him away. It was a physical display. I don't know who gave Jorge Elorza the advice to start the you oughta, you oughta, you oughta, you should routine, but for somebody who's bullish on Dan McKee, in all transparency, I am. Would I like to see him reelected or elected for the first time in 2022? Yes, I would. I hope Jorge continues to throw this WWE game into the mix, because A, he looks like he's out of control. It was a terrible, terrible way to engage the governor. It was on the fringe of illegality in the sense that you can't threaten elected officials. They have a higher bar of defense. Give credit to the troopers for having a little bit of, you know, common sense and move them along type of thing. But what we're really seeing here is a guy who's sucking his thumb over the idea that he was escorted out of this leadership role. He keeps telling everybody that he brought the state in. That's complete revisionist history. That's not what happened. Governor Raimondo set the scene for a state takeover. Angelica Infante Green, the commissioner, was brought in to execute the state takeover. Now, she's had her bumps in the road, and COVID certainly didn't help, and some administrator from Florida getting hired who likes to, you know, manipulate kids' toes, allegedly, certainly didn't. What? But for the most part, look, McKee's in a position to try to say, look, I'm not giving the store away. We need more management influence on the operations of the state and, of the city school system. And I think he got that in this deal. So feel free to take a look at the Boston Globe and other media reporting on the nuances of this. The deal was leaked to the Boston Globe on Wednesday, and Dan McGowan, no grass growing under Dan's feet, right, reported out the details on this whole thing. It's only a little bit of money. They get a $3,000 check one time as a bonus, really kind of as a thank you for hanging in there for COVID, because, you know, the Providence teachers were the only ones that were in there every single day with very little virtual, at least by the game plan. So look, Jorge Elorza, by the way, is running for governor, and, you know, running a Don King show is no way to run for governor. I hope he keeps it up, because he has no credibility to start before he lost his cool. All right. In the meantime, on a much more serene level, Rhode Island COVID cases, increases in unusual places. We're going to get to that, but I want to introduce Tom McCarthy here, who is the executive director of the COVID response team for the McKee administration for the state of Rhode Island. Did you bring your boxing gloves today? Is that the general tenor going on in state government this week, or what's the story?
No.
Former Army guy here. I wouldn't be messing around, by the way. You know. But welcome. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me on, Dan.
Let's go backwards first before we dig into some of the now challenges. First of all, hats off. I think the step up, which is a monster task from one state to the next, coordinating with the federal government, has been as high level as it possibly could have been. So I'm guessing not a lot of hours sleep once the vaccines were available and you had to figure out how to get them out, correct?
It's been busy, but it's a great team supporting the state here.
Talk to me about what you were thinking. Go way back now. I'm sure a lot of things. I think everybody deals with this COVID thing in terms of it feels like yesterday and it feels like 10 miles away, depending on what your moment is. But when you first were brought in from the Department of Education, and what was kind of a soap operatic move in state government, but we don't have time to get into it, and you joined the Department of Health formally. July awake at night thinking, oh man, how do we do this?
I think the good news at that point was we finally had a real solution in the vaccines. Now it was just, how do we get that to as many Rhode Islanders as quickly as we can? So,
well, some would say at the time, Tom, that the scientists and the heroes in the research world who brought us this vaccine, we never want to be nonchalant about their work. But if you remember at the time, a lot of people were saying, well, that's the easy part. Wasn't. It was the distribution.
That's right.
Right? That's
right.
Where you come in.
That's right, and really kicking the second phase of the vaccination campaign into high gear. How we reach as many Rhode Islanders as we can and meet them where they are, knowing people had questions, people are at different levels of comfort, so that, and if you recall back at that time, we were in a race against the Alpha variant that was far more transmissible than the original strain, which is why I also feel confident about where we are today. We have been here before as a state. We were able to beat the Alpha variant and bend that curve down so that we had a couple of weeks of relatively low transmission in the state. So I know we have another challenge in front of us, but the people of Rhode Island have stepped up before.
The operations, the big operations, Saconaset being one of them, they were as fluid as one could expect. So the Department of Health deserves a hell of a lot of respect. The National Guard, everybody who played a role in that. And you want to talk about, Rhode Islanders have kind of a chip on their shoulder when it comes to government services. DMV would be one of those things, the RMV, whatever we call it. We're not high on bureaucratic moving through. It was like this everywhere. I mean, I got my shot at the senior center in Cumberland because I got lucky on, when it was my age band, I got lucky. Those days are gone. I'm guessing we may have to go into that mode again, but perhaps not at the largest scale, correct? But pretty smooth silk, yeah?
I was very proud. The Rhode Island National Guard, our municipal fire departments and emergency management directors, the big thing here too was to make it as easy as possible, make people feel comfortable so that we could vaccinate as many Rhode Islanders as quickly as we possibly could, and they did a magnificent job there. To your point, we wanted to make sure we were exceeding everyone's expectations.
Well, when you see lines like this outside, outside the building, the first thing you do is say, oh, here we go. But when you found that the lines just keep moving, it wasn't Disney. It's like we all had express passes, and so, it worked out wonderfully that way, and I think the word of mouth on that probably accelerated, never mind the government speak on how to get this whole thing done. When we come back, we'll talk about what the problems are right now, and if there's a stage 2 to get the final 250,000 vaccinated or close to it, what will it be? Stay with us. Welcome back to My State of Mind. COVID increases. Listen, it's happening in unusual places. Actually, I was doing some reading yesterday. You know that Britain, which has been up and down, they're having a dive, and they can't figure out. Their Delta variant cases, and that's the dominant strain right now, are going like this, which is, a good sign. They just can't figure out why, and they're all arguing about it. 10 years from now, hopefully we'll all look back and everyone will have an answer on what was going on here. But you've got a couple of challenges now. The governor continues to talk about a 70% plus vaccination rate. They're Vax Millions in Massachusetts. He's got this charity thing. I kind of chide him about it because I think it keeps the conversation, and he's getting some national attention for his idea, but I don't think it's moving the needle at all. So there's that. But the 12 plus crowd is now your goal, right? And it seems to me that if you don't get in to the schools with a formal operational deal here ASAP, that we're going to be behind the 8 ball. Do you agree with me?
I agree. The schools is critical. In-person instruction, as we saw last year, is absolutely critical for students.
But are you going to set up vaccination sites in schools, the likes of which you did so well all across the state?
We are.
How's that going to work?
So the good news here is we did several hundred of these last fall. The focus over the summer, meeting Rhode Islanders where they are, has been at family-friendly events in some communities where there's meal pickups tied to the school district. We've been having vaccination clinics there. What we're going to be doing over the course of August, as we're having back-to-school activities, orientation, is working directly with the districts to not just bring the vaccines. That's the easy part at this point, and we know we need to do more than that to get people vaccinated, but make sure we're deliberately setting up the town halls, the community engagements, so that people that have questions can ask healthcare professionals, people they trust, so that we can drive those vaccination rates
Well, one
up.
of the things that's going to be tricky for you here is that, and I get emails from parents all the time, and the talk radio lines on WPRO are flaming over all this. I got my vaccination, or I told my teenager to get the vaccination. You know, I brought my kid in to get the vaccination under the premise that there won't be masks in schools. The CDC puts their overriding recommendation in, kind of universal, moves this governor into a different place because he and the Ed Commissioner were saying, and the Department of Health, obviously, were saying, okay, we're going to let the local districts make those decisions. And the CDC does its umbrella thing, and it's kind of pushed everybody back. Now we got 4 or 5 weeks. Who knows? It's still fluid, right? But the idea to get the 14-year-old sophomore in high school a vaccine, in large part, was incentivized by the idea that they wouldn't have to wear a mask in school.
That's right.
So what are you going to do? You still got to get them vaxxed. So what are you going to do?
We do, and I have a daughter that's going to be a freshman in high school next year that asked me the same question. So I think what has changed and what we're seeing now is the Delta variant, something we watched very closely when it first emerged over in India, and then as it spread more rapidly through Israel, the UK, and now is the dominant strain in the United States. What has adjusted the guidance is that it spreads 2 to 3 times more easily, more quickly than other variants. We've also found, which has kind of driven some of the updated CDC guidance, is that while the vaccines are still highly effective, there's evidence that though small, if you're fully vaccinated and you do contract COVID, you can spread it, which is why you've seen some of the changes. Now, again, the CDC guidance is broadly addressing the United States, and there's a tremendous amount of disparity in vaccination rates. Fortunately, here in Rhode Island and New England broadly, we're in a good position, but we know that 70% isn't good enough.
But what are you going to do? Is it, check in the homeroom, section 9B, get to the cafeteria, zap, zap, zap. You don't need your parents' permission because, well, kids over 16 certainly don't, correct? Does a kid at 14 need the parents' permission to get a vaccination?
They do. Under 16, they do.
Okay, so is it going to be hands-on is my point. It seems to me, because if you're not making it administration in the schools, in the school campus, then we're gonna miss them all. Tell me.
It is. It'll probably look a bit different district to district. The most important thing is the feedback from the communities, and just like we've seen.
So you tell me the districts will make a decision as to how much of your resources they want in their district?
They're going to help inform that decision. We want to make sure that we're meeting the need, but the good thing is we have a good sense of what has worked and what hasn't, so we can provide that feedback. But some of the things we've seen is, especially in the summer, in a city like Providence where you might live in one neighborhood and go to school in another, maybe it's not the school, maybe it's the local rec center or community center. So that's the kind of feedback that we want to make sure we're getting.
But are you going to be keeping tabs in the schools themselves about who's been vaxxed and who's not?
That is something that we would recommend at the school level. Right now, we can share the district level vaccination rates. We're working with school leaders on what their policies are going to be to understand who's vaccinated.
Is there going to be a marker, Tom, that says, look, if we can get these many kids vaxxed, at least 12 and over, and the middle schools up, then we'll take the masks off? I mean, have you guys internally been talking about that?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. The gold standard is vaccinations. The more people we have vaccinated, the better. The challenge we've seen with Delta, the previous benchmark was around 70%. Delta, it's far higher, 85 to 90%. So it's going to be a combination of our vaccination rates and then our community transmission. So as you know, we've shared the community transmission as a state. We're going to do that by municipality as well. And we think, just like we saw with Alpha, by increasing the vaccination rate over the next 6 to 8 weeks, we'll be able to bend the curve on Delta and then reassess these policies.
I believe all that. I'm sure your modeling is right on. My question is that, the devil's in the details, and how do you get them to do it? Because this last, if it was easy, this last crowd would be fully vaccinated.
That's right.
So you got to chase these kids. Well, where they're going to be in September.
Yep.
Is it fair to say that we'll have you back? Because you're not quite sure yet exactly how you're executing this thing in the schools.
We're working on the final details with each district. I think there's a couple of things, though. So as we continue to update our understanding and our research around why are people that are just getting vaccinated now making that decision, what changed for them, and what is it going to take to get people vaccinated that aren't. And there's two things that we've started to see emerge. One, we've actually begun to see our first dose vaccinations increase week over week for the first time in a while. It's not high enough, but what we're starting to see is people are beginning to take the Delta variant seriously. And if you're unvaccinated, you should. This is a completely different ball game.
Right.
The other piece is people, if someone they know and trust has been vaccinated, are far more likely to be vaccinated. So the other piece is how we are reaching their parents and getting them confident in the vaccine and getting them vaccinated.
Everybody gets a shot. You got to tell them, if you feel good, spread the word. If you have one tough day because you get flu symptoms.
That's right.
By the way, there's one other thing here that is important. I don't know where there I am. Employers need to do a couple things. We only have a couple minutes on the other side, but we'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, last minute thought here from Tom McCarthy, who's our operations guy, the executive director of COVID response. Real quick, you need employers to be a little easy on employees, right? You want them to give them a break. All right, last minute thought here from Tom McCarthy, who's our operations guy, the executive director of COVID response. Real quick, you need employers to be a little easy on employees, right? You want them to give them a break, if and when they don't feel well after a shot. Talk to me real quick.
A couple key pieces of this, and as we move into this next phase, employers are a key partner. One is making it as easy as your employees as possible, whether that be paid time off, and there's some programs that support that, and some understanding to
how does an employer find out if they can get compensated for giving a guy a paid day off or a gal paid day off to get a shot?
Sure. Our commerce team has the details on some of the federal programs tied to tax credits.
So Commerce RI, look it up.
That's right.
What else?
So the other big thing is, on top of making it easy, what we're finding now, look, we've got almost 80% of adults vaccinated in Rhode Island. We need to drive it higher, especially when we're talking about Delta. So we've got some great partnerships. What we're starting to see, all of our colleges and universities are requiring it for students, and some of them for their faculty.
Right.
Care New England and Lifespan, as well as Westerly Hospital, have announced mandatory vaccinations. Right. So what we're encouraging, especially with Delta, policies in place to ensure that either you're...
For all companies.
Right.
All businesses.
That you have a safe workplace, safe for your employees and safe for your customers.
Right.
So
it's fluid. Yeah, unfortunately we're out of time. Great work.
Thank you.
We'll step it up in the fall. Final word when we come back. Stay with us. Look, moral of the story is we got to get more people vaccinated. We don't want to get to that conversation about the unvaccinated not being able to move freely around the community. We'll talk more about that on the radio on WPRO weekdays 3 to 6. You have a great night. See you.